Hola chicos, hoy os traigo otro nuevo videito de este pedazo de título. La verdad es que, como sabéis, estoy súper enganchada a él. Me encanta este juego. La verdad es que si lo sé, lo hubiera empezado a jugar antes porque es que me ha flipado, pero en colores. Me tiene rayada esta flor porque... Ah, ahora sí. Un pequeño ramo con un cupón para una revisión médica gratuita oculto en las flores. Mira, mira. Y la verdad es que es eso, que me encanta y lo estoy disfrutando, pero vamos, a tope. O sea, es algo que no sé, que me encanta. Y... Mira, otro. No sé, que estará enferma esta mujer. Y no sé, la verdad es que me fascina este título y espero que a ustedes os esté encantando tanto como a mí. Como ya sabéis, oh, ya están estos aquí. Como ya sabéis, la última vez tuvimos que venir al... Bueno, tuvimos que venir, no, venimos porque quisimos, pero como digamos que a confesarnos. Sigue estando crítico, no sé por qué. Pues eso, que vinimos a confesarnos porque, bueno, el pobre hombre se siente mal por lo que le hizo a su hermana, hombre, cosa que es normal, yo también me sentiría mal. Y bueno, pues no se lo llegó a contar del todo al padre, pero vamos, por lo menos parece que, o creo que se quedó más tranquilo. Y nada, y ahí fue la última vez. Y ahora nos dice que tenemos que volver al hospital. Lo que no entiendo es por qué si curamos a toda esta gente aquí, todavía como que... no sé. Ay, no me dejaron verla. Todavía como que... no sé, o sea, la ciudad sigue en estado crítico.
This is despicable.
Sí, ya sabemos que no te gusta. La verdad es que no sé, vamos a ver. Sí, se supone que se están recuperando, vale que este tiene migraña. Ya sabemos que esta está muerta y tal, pero yo qué sé. Ah, bueno, que está otra vez el tipo este, tío. Ah, vamos a matarlos en plan... Pobre hombre, tío, pobre hombre. Ah, bueno. Hola, ¿qué os pasa? Tira ahí el carro, ven por allá. ¿Dónde vas? ¿Dónde vas? Ah, que sí. Perdón. Ah, bueno, que encima se vacía la mierda. Dale, hombre, y muérdelo ahora. ¿Te resistes? ¿Te resistes? ¿Te resistes ahora también? Venga, hombre, pastar. ¡A pastar! Vamos a ver... Tengo cositas por aquí, nada más. De todas formas, por aquí no sé para qué vine cuando por aquí no puedo salir. Y por aquí tampoco. Vamos a ver por dónde hay salida. Vale, por aquí enfrente y luego a la izquierda. Esta ya es como la salida del pueblo. No sé qué es eso. Así ya nos fuimos. Nunca llego. Quería morderlo. Tío, espero que se reponga el pueblo, ¿eh? Siempre que paso por aquí van a estar los mismos. Ah, bueno. Se acabó la ronda. ¿Estás diciendo que no te hice nada? ¿Estás diciendo en serio que no te hice nada? O sea, con mi super mega ataque me estás diciendo que no te hice nada. Bueno. Ah, bueno, espérate. Usa el ataque. ¿Por qué no usas el ataque? No entiendo esto de que no va a saltar. Espera que encontré chelines. Y nos volvemos al host. Bueno. Tonterías las justas. Tonterías las justas. Por favor, no me quiero encontrar a nadie más.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth.
Ya empezamos.
You. I remember you.
Ay, mira, ahí está. ¿Quién es? ¿Quién eres? ¿Qué? ¿What? ¿Qué clase de bicho es este, tío? ¡Hostias, qué miedo! ¡Mierdín!
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you? I am the land. You are our champion. You selected me, chose me. As shall my children yet to come. What is it you seek? This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged. This has something to do with the epidemic. Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
La escuela de hierro. No, no te vayas.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Sí, la verdad es que...
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
¿Y este que
Please show
vende?
me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Ah, mira. Pues voy a ver qué me
Good
cuenta.
evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
A ver qué me cuenta.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Pero dejas de trabajar de médico para ponerte a trabajar en la
An
morgue.
interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Tiene sentido.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Sí, ya.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Pues sí,
Yes.
la verdad que sí.
But the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like
Pues
to
a lo
think
mejor te cautivo
otherwise.
para matarte. Ah, que me están dando ganas.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Este está cerrado, a no ser que la abra él. Y no me deja pasar.
I'm sorry you ended up my plain and cold medical bench. I understand you are very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same as me.
Amor mío, al fin he reunido todo el dinero que pedí al conductor de la ambulancia por llevarte al hospital. Ahora no te preocupes por nada. Preocúpate solo de ponerte bien. Ya me he encargado yo de todo. Les he preguntado a los vecinos y me han dicho que ese Hooks es un auténtico sinvergüenza, aunque podemos fiarnos de él. Pide más dinero, pero a cambio nos garantiza una cama. Siento haberme negado a pagar en un principio. Ahora me doy cuenta de lo importante que es que te pongas bien cuanto antes. Me han dicho que el hospital Pembroke es un buen lugar, a pesar del comportamiento de ese Milton Hooks. Te prometo que todo va a salir bien. Iré a verte a tu cama limpia lo antes posible. Con cariño, Nicolás. ¡Qué hijo de su madre! El Hook, ¿eh? Es que te lo juro que yo a ese tío me lo como. Es que vamos, tócate las narices. Cobrándole un pastizal a la gente para... Agüita, loco. Chiquita cara. Tengan piedad, dependen de ustedes. Se necesitan enfermeras. Pregúntenme más allá en la empresa y servicio nacional. A ver qué nos cuenta aquí el compa.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Hombre, desde luego con Milton este tengo que hablar, pero vamos. A ver este.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
No creo que me tenga que decir nada.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Ah, ¿y qué pasó aquí?
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her
¿Qué
room,
dice?
then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No, I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Agüita.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Qué fuerte, ¿no? Pues mira, aquí está esta mujer. Mira el cuerpo.
Jonathan, My sincere condolences for your loss.
Your kindness is much appreciated, my lady.
Is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
But what if I was close to someone and wished to tell them the truth?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned.
Sí,
They will see it as
eso es
salvation.
verdad.
Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accepted.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
Eso es duro.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend. And so we are outcasts.
Bonitas palabras.
Goodbye, my lady. Until we meet again.
A ver si este hombre nos dice algo.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
No, más bien que me cuente usted si ha visto algo.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Te lo voy a poner... A este le voy a decir unas cuantas cosas.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening,
Hijo de su
Doctor.
madre.
Still trying to save lives?
Agüita.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Este me lo voy a comer con patata.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Este me lo voy a comer con patata.
Goodbye, Milton.
A ti te voy a comer. No te preocupes que a ti te como con patata. Eso es lo que no... A ver qué me dice la loca esta.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Siempre dice lo mismo. Nada, no tengo nada
I'll
más que
leave
decir.
you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Nada, si no tienes nada más que decirme.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Dios, qué miedo da.
How close are you
To wait for...
Aren't you afraid?
She's quite...
Goodbye for now.
Agüita. Agüita. Carta extensa. Birmingham, 27 de octubre. Hola hermanita, ¿cómo va todo por la capital? Aquí en Birmingham las cosas se están poniendo feas. Parece que la gripe ha vuelto a atacar y tenemos muchos casos de infectados en el barrio. ¿Te acuerdas de la señora Seller, la arpía borracha del tercero? Murió hace 2 días y ya han ocupado su piso. Por Dios, ya tendrían que darme una ingente cantidad de dinero para dormir en la cama de una mujer que acaba de morir a causa de la gripe. Siento no haber respondido antes a tu última carta. Entre cuidar al pequeño Paul, a mamá y a papá, el trabajo en la fábrica, apenas tengo tiempo para escribir a mi hermana favorita. Por cierto, el niño manda saludos a su tita Pipa. Tendrías que ver cómo ha crecido el mocoso, ya me está volviendo loca. Mamá dice que traigas un par de los pastelitos esos tan ricos la próxima vez que vuelvas a casa. En tu última carta comentabas que habías pensado en dejar de trabajar en el hospital Pembroke. Una cosa te digo, Pip, piénsatelo 2 veces. En la fábrica siempre podrás encontrar trabajo, pero el salario es una basura y es más aburrido que un día sin un buen meneo. A todo esto, tengo un nuevo prometido. Y no soy ninguna fulana. No me seas coñazo con tus principios. El caso es que si quieres dimitir y hacer algo más útil que contar muertos cada mañana, podrías quedarte en Londres y unirte a esa banda de la que me hablaste. Se llama la Guardia de Priwen o algo así. Nunca he oído hablar de ellos, pero sí, como dices, son una milicia que intenta hacer las cosas de forma diferente. Quizás no sea tan mala opción. Procura que vayan otros delante siempre. Así murió mi pobre Billy en Francia, liderando demasiadas patrullas. Maldita guerra. Bueno, que vuelvas pronto. Infórmame de todo lo que hagas. Soy tu cariñosa hermana, Lucy, Paul, mamá y papá. Y esto se lo escribió a Pipa. Anda que Pipa. O sea, que Pipa está metida en la milicia.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Y encima está... Exacto, es cómplice de...
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
But you're doing something important here. For all the patients who need your help.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home, it's a relief beyond words. But since the epidemic, I feel so powerless.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reed. Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Entonces
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
se podría decir que de ella se está planteando abandonar el hospital. Son pareja.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Pues lo siento, mi niña.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pero tú vas a ser... requiere del este
Goodbye,
3.
Nurse Hawkins.
Qué putada. La pillaré a como de lugar. ¿Y este?
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Se hablé con él antes.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Doctor.
No, tengo que subir a nivel 3.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set
Pero
the
si este es
table
igual
for a
que él.
snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Pues muy parecido a él.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Bueno, parecido.
By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
A ver qué nos va a contar.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Sí, ya la vi.
I found her room like a slaughterhouse.
Ya la vi.
Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Pon fin a la brutalidad de eso. Qué alegría. Estimado doctor Swansea, debo informarle de que mis serias dudas en torno al caso del doctor no sé qué y Harvey Fiddick. El señor Fiddick ha sido hospitalizado tras un grave accidente laboral. Podría perder para siempre la movilidad del brazo si no recibe el tratamiento adecuado. El doctor Strickland asegura que un procedimiento quirúrgico podría salvar por completo el brazo del hombre, pero estoy seguro de que también podría limitar su funcionalidad drásticamente si surge alguna complicación. Nuestro joven compañero es un cirujano audaz y osado que podría llegar a ser un gran profesional con el tiempo, pero de momento carece de las habilidades necesarias para llevar a cabo un procedimiento tan arriesgado. ¿Acaso hace falta recordar los errores que cometió en el pasado? Dado que el doctor Strickland se niega a escucharme, le aconsejo encarecidamente que le prohíba llevar a cabo un experimento así de peligroso. Con todos mis respetos, doctor Wabley Acrido. Ah, este es el otro.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Y yo no sé si con Milton me faltan cosas.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can.
Sí, pues.
Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Mañana vais a salvar. Mañana vais a escapar.
Goodbye, Milton.
A ver,
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening,
a ver qué se necesita. A ver si puedo.
I'd like to...
Wise choice.
Pero claro, lógicamente, el que me interesaría es a la otra. ¿Y dónde es que tengo que ir? Ah, vale, aquí. Tengo que conseguir el nivel 3 de cautivar, pero no me acuerdo cómo se conseguía. Me imagino que subiendo de nivel lo
It
conseguiré.
seems the Freewen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué? A ver, antes que nada, porque me tiene bastante hasta las narices. No. Vamos a ver, aquí. Mano izquierda. Mano derecha me voy a poner... Esto es de 2 manos, ¿no? A ver, esto es de 2 manos. 75. Vale, entonces la que más daño es esta. Vale. Esta la voy a quitar. Y voy a poner, qué sé yo, esta también. Y pongo esta aquí. Entonces aquí pongo esta. Y aquí pongo esta. Anda, ¿qué hice? Di toda la vuelta al hospital. He dado toda la vuelta al hospital. En vez de ir por donde tenía que ir, he dado toda la vuelta al hospital. Soy de lo que no hay. ¡Podrida, me tiene! Ya, ven allá, ven allá, ven allá. Ven allá, ven allá, ven allá. Me cago en todo. Ay, qué bien dispara. Soy un hacha para disparar. Yo creo que estoy yendo en el sentido que no es, ¿ves? Tendría que seguir para allá. Vamos a ver. La G, no, a ver cómo era. No, la C, ahí. A ver si es por aquí. Vale, sí. Por aquí, luego paso el... hasta aquí. O sea, sigo hacia allá. Vamos a coger cositas. Que me estoy... ahora es... ya me he perdido. No, tengo que cruzar el puente. Voy a quitar este marcador que después me pierdo. Me encanta cuando se queda parado ahí.
Filthy piece of shit!
A ver, la Z ahora. No, la C. Vale. Vamos a coger cositas. Pobre hombre está aquí.
This is Braille.
Un texto ilegible escrito en braille. Solo el título utiliza el alfabeto latino. Cura para la ceguera. Que sí, hombre, que ya te ayudo.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say.
Pues solía, pero ya me parece que no.
This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Are you sure you'll be able to reach the docks alone?
Young man, I am perfectly capable of defending myself.
Pues mira tú mismo. Si tú te crees capaz, yo no te voy a decir nada. Usted mismo. Voy a ver qué puedo encontrar por aquí. En plan ratijuelilla. Aunque de momento he encontrado 4 cosas cagadas. Querida madre, me pasé lo que me pasé, jamás olvidé lo mucho que la quiere... me pase lo que me pase, jamás olvidé lo mucho que la quiere tu hijo. Sé que no siempre aprobó las decisiones que tomé en mi vida, pero no pienso cambiar. Nací y crecí en esta parte de la ciudad y simplemente no puedo soportar lo que está sucediendo en mi barrio, a la gente que conozco. Hace poco tomé una decisión terrible. Decidí hacer frente a la tiranía de unos pocos. Sé que tomarán represalias, pero estoy preparado para lo que sea. Gracias a usted, siempre me ha encantado leer. Y ahora que estoy dispuesto a pasar a la acción, no puedo evitar citar a Etienne de la Boétie, imagino que es francés. Solo lo vemos muy alto porque estamos de rodillas. No pienso volver a arrodillarme, madre. Intentaré mantenerme erguido, cueste lo que cueste. Adiós, madre querida. Ay, ya.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
A ver. Que sé que se puede... Ay. Sí, pero este hombre no buscaba a Jack, ¿no?
Are you sure you'll be...
Young man.
A ver si estaba buscando a Jack, pero no. Vale, está aquí, pero... ¿Estas escaleras me llevarán? Uf, ya saco el arma. Sí, por aquí sí puedo ir. O por aquí abajo también, a lo mejor. Pues alguien está tirando agua. No tire agua, hombre, eso sea la calle. Esto me huele a escondite. ¿Puede ser que sea un escondite? No. Hostias, aquí fue donde estuve. ¿Cuándo estuvimos aquí? Sí, me acuerdo de estar aquí al principio. No. No ha llovido ni nada, como quien dice. ¿Es este? No.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Bueno, ya por lo menos uno se escapó.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
No, mira, no hay que buscar un collar.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Pues nada, gracias, ¿eh?
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Hypocrites, all of them. Maggots and liars.
Sí, ahora tengo que buscarle a este tipo.
I have this thirst for blood. Good evening,
Una
miss.
comerciante.
I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint?
El santo
I heard he was
apenado.
mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Anda.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Chino, ya veo.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them.
Seguramente.
This region only responds to violence and threats.
Pues sí, parece que lo
You
dice
sound
muy
like
cierto,
you're
¿eh?
thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the grave diggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Robar.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards
Qué
what they owe.
fuerte. Otra investigación.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
Excepto uno. ¿Quién será ese uno?
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
Qué fuerte.
What happened exactly?
I
No
don't
dice
know
nada
and I
ni-
don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard. but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
Ah, bueno.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies.
Parece
Just
que
like
sí.
that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Muy importante.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Foolish girl and her pretty principles. No idea.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a...
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights
Ah,
ago.
Don't take it
sí.
personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
What's it look like?
Ah, bueno.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Agüita.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Ah, bueno.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there.
Y sí, pero si no sé
Even
dónde
if you
es.
tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Hola.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Another time, perhaps. I'm not sure I want to hear another sad story.
¿Y por qué? No entiendo que esta no me cuente como que me la haya dicho si...
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. And to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure.
Le va a dar una tortícula de tanto echarse para atrás. Ay, que me veo.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Ojalá. A ver... ¿Ves?
Is there any...
A ver si ahora ya no me lo pone. Vale. Preguntas personales, nada.
I'm looking for Mr.
dice.
Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I try asking Tom what's about him.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
A ver si así se siente un poco... Ah, bueno, ¿y este de aquí?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Y este que está aquí tiene una pintaca.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect
¿Pero y qué le
everyone.
pasó?
The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Chiquita risa. Te va a poner a colocar carteles, esto sí que es bueno.
Have you heard of the Guard of Prewen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour, but I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
I think drink no longer stirs
¿Y este? El borracho.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Ah, you're that doctor.
No, ya hablé con
Goodbye,
este.
Mr. Delaney.
Oh, ¿y este?
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Jesús.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work.
Imagínate.
What with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul.
Sí, bueno.
Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Ah, vale, es esa. Yo pensé que era otra. No, en la foto ahí parece un viejillo. Vale, preguntas personales.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Ay, pensé que tenía más, pero no, no tengo. Y a ver si puedo entrar aquí. Ah, tengo que tocar.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? Please don't stay too long, sir.
Antes de hablar con ella voy a... Oh,
It's locked.
lo tiene cerrado. Doña,
I'm
tendría
not
que
sure
tener...
the epidemic is what worries people
Tendría que
most
tener
these
la...
days.
Ay, a ver si lo tiene todo cerrado. Aquí tiene cositas.
Eyes in the back of that head. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
A ver, aquí no hay nada. Aquí no hay nada. Aquí no hay nada. Aquí sí. Y aquí no hay nada. No, y aquí arriba no. Parecía que eso se podía abrir, pero no. A ver, ¿dónde está la mujer? A hablar con ella. Ay, y aquí también. Ah, pero
It's
la
locked,
estaba
all right.
cerrada. A ver qué nos cuenta.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter, and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope Factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Pero si Seymour dice que no es la...
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Vamos a ver
Mrs.
si
Fishburne,
necesita
are you
algo.
in need of any medical assistance?
Seguro
I'm
que
fine
sí.
for now, at least in body. Thank you for your concern, Dr. Reed.
Ah, ¿no? Sí, está sana.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Pues sí, está sana.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most.
Y chicos, vamos a irlo dejando por aquí. Espero que les haya gustado este capitulito de hoy. La verdad es que ha sido bastante más largo de lo que yo esperaba. Y es que al final, vamos, ha sido meternos en como una nueva parte de la ciudad. Y ha sido ver una cosa tras otra, y vamos, ha sido un no parar. Así que nada, espero que eso, que les haya gustado, que bueno, que estéis disfrutando de esta serie tanto como lo estoy haciendo yo. Y nada, y que bueno, que lo apoyéis con muchos deditos arriba si os gusta mucho. A los que me estáis viendo por primera vez, pues bueno, os animo a que os suscribáis si no lo estáis. Y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo o directo. Un besito y chao chao.